welcome back to the City Show. Pat O'Melia here, and I say that with sincerity because our first show back from our long hiatus, or for like 2 months. What do you do during those 2 months, Pat? Well, we did the Shore Show. You've seen some of the Shore Show episodes. I think we did 3 this time. I'd like to do one more before the season totally wraps up down in Seaside Heights. We're on hiatus. We work in the studio. Did a lot of remodeling, cleaning up. We moved the video wall over. We need to move it about 2 feet because there are poles in the studio. And where we had the video wall set up, and the pole was just making things tight with a camera. So we went out of the way and moved all 4 of the big screens for the video wall. We're putting together some new sets, shows. There were no shows canceled this year, so the City Show, of course, is back. Hudson County View Live is back with a new and improved set. Got new graphics. John's going to start on the broadcast desk, and when he does an interview, there'll be an interview set. So looking really professional there. Fernando talking politics. Fernando's back. We're going forward this year, provided we don't get beat over the head with COVID again, with Hudson Health. We're working on all the doctors who are going to be involved. It's basically doctors you're watching today, doctors you can see today. CarePoint's involved. Dr. Amit Patel is an oncologist from Jersey City. Talking with the Jersey City Medical Center. I'm sure they'll be involved, and we'll have other doctors in there. The whole idea of Hudson Health is to show you what medical services are available in Hudson County, from the hospitals to private doctors to treatments to techniques to equipment. Bring it all there. We'll bring pharmacies in, insurance companies. Also, we're starting a high school program where I'm going to take juniors and seniors. I'll take the junior class now. We're doing this with North Bergen High School first. And we're going to teach these juniors everything there is to do with studio production. They're going to show run. They're going to write. They're going to put the sets together. They're going to do lighting. They're going to do editing. We're going to create shows for them. They're going to cover high school. They're going to cover some events in North Bergen. The idea there is hopefully after 2 years, the juniors, when they become seniors, we'll get another junior class, so you'll have juniors and seniors working together. The idea is after 2 years, hopefully they get a scholarship, because they'll have gig rails, their names will be on credit. They'll have a lot of experience. If they go to college, hopefully they get a scholarship. If not, there are a lot of major movie production studios operating now, or will very soon be in Jersey. In Jersey City's got Cinelease. Bayonne's got 1888 that's going up in construction. Netflix is coming to Fort Monmouth. You got forget the name of the one in Newark. It escapes me at the moment. Lionsgate in Newark. And, of course, the ones in New York City. So there is opportunity for completely trained personnel. I mean, from the editing to working a teleprompter, everything we do in the studio. Show running, show engineering, audio, all that. We're going to teach these kids, and hopefully after 2 years, scholarship if they continue in their education, or they can get employment in the field. So we'll see how that goes. It's called the North Bergen Sports and Entertainment Network. They'll be covering the football, the basketball, the baseball. These kids are going to work. I only throw them in the deep end. It's funny thing with the teachers. Well, we're going to have to figure out how to grade them. So I'm training. How you want to grade them is up to you. I'm going to train them. Fast, by the way, the new and improved Jersey line is back, and it's very fast moving. It only takes us about 5 minutes now. I got dropped from the show, so you don't have to watch me anymore, but the picks are there versus the spread. And today, we got 2 topics. We got Jersey City Mental Health Response Team that needs to be developed. And we had this shooting recently with the young guy, Drew Washington. And we're going to talk A&C bus lines in Jersey City. But right now, I've used up too much of my time. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show, and I'm happy to be back. We're right back.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
If you need to see a doctor, RWJ Barnabas Health has 2 easy ways to do it from anywhere. You can see an urgent care provider 24/7 on any device with our Telemed app. Or use our website to book a virtual visit with an RWJ Barnabas Health Medical Group provider or specialist, even as a new patient. You've taken every precaution, and so have we, so don't delay your care any longer. RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here, City Show. Don't forget everything on the bottom of the screen where you can see the show. I think we're still with live stream at this point. You never know. We're trying to work something out with them. I'm back, and unfortunately, we got to talk about a shooting in Jersey City a couple of weeks back. A young guy, 52 years old, Drew Washington. Jersey City Police, they responded to a call. There was a shooting. Unfortunately, a tragic tragedy occurred. Mr. Washington is dead, and there is a lot going on over this whole situation. First off, any life that is lost is tragic. Could the shooting have been prevented? I don't know yet. And that's one of the things. We all need to step back a bit and wait till we get the body cam footage. Take a step. Let's see what the body cam footage before everybody jumps to conclusions. Let's see what happens. First off, let me say, I have complete faith in the men and women of the Jersey City Police Department. We have a tremendous JCPD. All of them do a great job. So I have full faith in the police department. And I have full faith in the Attorney General, who's now handling this investigation. As I understand it, the situation, medical personnel responded to Mr. Washington's home. Supposedly this was the 7th time they've been called there, but this time things seemed a little more tense. So the responding medical technicians, EMS, called for the Jersey City PD. The Jersey City PD arrived. And that's really as far as I want to go until the body cam footage is released, which probably will happen right after I finish taping this show. What I'd like to talk about is domestic disturbance calls in Jersey City. And that's the crux of this whole issue here, the domestic disturbance calls. I'm sure you're not aware, but the Jersey City Police Department on the average year handles about 2,000 domestic disturbance calls. Now, some of them, there's nothing to it. For that matter, there's a terminology that is used. Not a technical terminology, but it is kind of fitting. There are varying degrees of a domestic disturbance call that the Jersey City Police are involved in. And they're separated in what is called SAD and MAD. Now, SAD is a person could be in their room, they're depressed, they're acting erratically, they're banging things around, they broke their television. There's some sort of a mental episode occurring. And, of course, the response is sent. Jersey City PD responds to that. And normally, like I said, there's 2,000 or so calls a year. Yeah, just recently, it's the only time we've heard anything about these calls. So the Jersey City Police Department and our mental health people, I understand, the Jersey City Medical Center responds often to these calls, and JC Med Center does a great job. Robert Winston there, Mike Perliski, run a great hospital. Then there's the other call, the MAD, and that's where things get really interesting. MAD is a person having a mental episode who is a threat to himself. He's threatening others. He may be armed. There may be drugs involved. There could also be drugs involved with the SAD calls, whether it's cocaine, heroin, fentanyl. And amazingly, when I was talking, again, we produced Hudson Health. And if you didn't see Hudson Health prior to the pandemic, and then when we thought the pandemic was over, then we restarted Hudson Health, and boom, pandemic was back again. So you couldn't bring people into the studio. I've been speaking to the medical professionals concerning domestic calls, because I've got to talk to them anyway with the Hudson Health Show. It's amazing how many of these calls do involve narcotics of some sort. But when you had the MAD call, that's when things get tense. It's an erratic situation. Probably one, I'll go through this, it's probably one where we don't want to involve civilians, but that's a call that mental health people and the JCPD have to make. Now, the City of Jersey City RFP, request for proposals for a mental health response team. And as I understand it, I think we did this the last year, the year before. The bids went out, the RFPs, and there was really like one response. It was for $4.5 million, and the city figured it would be about a $1.2 million. A lot of money. So that was kind of tabled for now. And as I understand it, the city is going to reissue an RFP. It may already be out right now. The thing is, and I didn't even read the RFP because I'm trying to figure out, as I'm talking to these mental health people, what should be the makeup of a mental health response team? What does it entail? Now, there's a program going, it's in service in a few of the communities here. I think about 30 or 40 of them. We'll get to that as we go on. $4.5 million is a lot of money. And we constantly try to strive to make Jersey City more affordable. You just can't keep throwing millions and millions of dollars on the budget and expect the city to be affordable. You know, the driving factors in property tax and your tax bill is your property tax, of course, the municipal, your school tax, and the county tax. And if you keep putting millions and millions of dollars on the budget, believe me, it's not affordable anymore. We can do all we want about affordable housing, and we can give what kind of a discount you can possibly get on affordable housing in Jersey City, where right now we're like the highest rental market in the nation. Even if you have a break on the rent, you can't afford to live in the area. You can't afford to buy a cup of coffee there. You can't afford the food in the supermarkets because everything is driven by the property taxes. So it is imperative that we try to control that. Throwing $4.5 million on it, that's a big bump. And that's one of the city looked at and said, this is more money than we want to spend. But probably the RFP, and again, I didn't look at it, but it probably should have been studied more, and we should have involved more of what will be the players in this. And we'll get into this. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Cancer.
We've got the highest level of cancer care,
the latest clinical trials,
researchers working to find a cure,
and nurse navigators to guide you every step of the way.
At New Jersey's only NCI-designated Comprehensive Cancer Center, your safety has always been our top priority.
I've got cancer, but I also have peace of mind.
Jersey City Medical Center and Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey. Let's beat cancer together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. We're back. Pat O'Meara here, City Show, and we're talking about a mental health response team. And we just talked about, before the break, the bids came in at $4.5 million. I don't really want to get into the price of it right now. I know I touched on it, but let's put that on the side right now. But that's a big number, $4.5 million. There's a pilot program that's in progress, in service, in 30-some-odd communities in New Jersey. I think Bayonne is one of them. I think they started the program in April of 2023. It involves law enforcement and some mental health people, and they respond to various calls, and there's a grant that was written for this. It's a pilot program, and there's people saying right now we should have the same thing in Jersey City. What works in other cities doesn't necessarily work in Jersey City. I think we're big enough where we can start our own program if needed, but let's say we need it for now. Start our own program because we have all the assets here in Jersey City. What do you mean by the assets? Well, here in Jersey City, we're fortunate. We have two major hospitals. We have, of course, the Jersey City Medical Center and Christ Hospital. And Jersey City Medical Center, under the guidance of Robert Winston, has a very good behavioral department. And CarePoint also has a good one there with Christ Hospital, Hoboken, and Bayonne Hospital. Plus, everybody seems to forget, when I started looking into this last week, we have a psychiatric hospital, a county-run one in Secaucus, Meadowview Hospital. So we have mental health professionals on the staff at the psychiatric hospital. Farana Doris Toons is one of the people there. Plus, we have various mental health professionals throughout Jersey City in the private sector. And there's also clergy. Let's not discount clergy. That is all through the city. Jersey City should have a program where we utilize all these assets we have, whether it's Jersey City Medical Center, where it's the Care Point, where it's the Meadowview Hospital, Psychiatric Hospital in Secaucus, all the private health professionals, and the clergy. They're here. We just need to put together the team. Right now, we don't have that team. And what we should probably do is look at a program, and we got to listen to the mental health professionals in this and the JCPD to who's the members on this. And don't forget, both the city of Jersey City and the county of Hudson have social workers, so they should be in the mix. We have all these assets. Many of these assets you're already paying for, so we need to put these all assets on the table. We need to assemble them to start our own response team. And put the response team together, and let's run it for 3 to 6 months, maybe a year, to find out what works and what doesn't work, and how would we go about operating this. You know, we need to listen to the mental health people, the professionals, especially when it comes to how the PD is going to handle the mad and the sad. You know, the question is, who responds first to that call? Is it the mental health people? How are we screening this call with the 911 dispatch? Who's responding first? Mental health? Is it the EMS? Is it the PD? Does the PD stop by the medical center or Christ Hospital and pick up somebody who's a mental health professional? Is there somebody at the police stations? We don't know yet. Is there somebody on call? That the call is in. Do we need like a bat signal sort of thing? The call's in. Who's working this week? Who's doing the mental health? Is it the medical center? Is it Care Point? How does that personnel get to that spot? And when do we want to use those medical professionals? SAD calls? I suppose so. The MAD? Well, that's interesting if you're going to expose the civilian element into what is certainly to be a tense situation. Do we alert the clergy if it's an area where there's a church or a synagogue or whatever the case is? Should we reach out for that clergy? Should they all be on the text? There's a text goes off. Whoops, like a volunteer fire department. The sound goes off, the siren or whatever, off we go. We check our text and we go to the site. I'm always concerned about exposing civilians to what could be a very tense situation with the MAD call. We need to establish the membership of the Jersey City Mental Health Response Team, a policy and a procedure for the team. We don't need a knee-jerk reaction. We need to think this out. We need to listen to these health professionals. We need to listen to the experience of the Jersey City Police Department, where they must be pretty good at this if they handle 2,000 of these calls a year, and until recently, there was no incident. So they must be pretty good at it. This all has to be thought out and given time to work. We got to figure out what works and what doesn't work, and see what the final response team program would be after it's in application and it's up and running. One question will certainly be: is it necessary? We'd have to run the program, but again, the Jersey City Police have handled 2,000 or so calls a year for how many years? A long time. Again, the Jersey City handles 2,000 of these domestic disturbance calls per year, and every year, you know, without incident, because we haven't heard anything until the unfortunate tragic events with Drew Washington. I firmly believe we should utilize all the assets we have in Jersey City, from the hospitals to the psychiatric hospital in Secaucus, is county run, to the medical professionals in the private sector here, the clergy, and put together this response team and work the problem. And then we'll review it. You know, 3 months, 6 months, I would give it a year. Then we go back and review it and see if it's working and if there's something that should be funded on a regular basis. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Panepinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment. adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Jersey City Medical Center has a passion for heart health. We're Hudson County's only full-service heart hospital, with innovative technologies and premier cardiovascular physicians, a partnership with Rutgers Health, the latest technology and medical advancements, and nationally renowned care for every heart in every community. Whoever your heart beats for, our hearts beat for you. Jersey City Medical Center. Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here, City Show. Let's move on to another big situation here in Jersey City, not to the extent of a tragedy, but it's going to affect a lot of people. A&C bus lines. Now, I've never been a bus person. I've always driven. I went from bicycles to my first car when I was 13. It was a different world back in the 70s in Jersey City. You could have your own cars with two different license plates and all. It wasn't legal, but a lot of us did it, especially in my neighborhood down in Dogpatch. We all had cars at a very young age. But many people do take buses. For that matter, there was a report in the New Jersey Globe, a survey that was done, I think it was back in June. I shouldn't say many because it said that approximately 20% of New Jersey's population uses mass transit sort of regularly, 20%. So all of us are still driving. And I've never been a bus person, and now, with the COVID and, the situations you see in the news, whether it's a train or a bus where there's always some sort of an incident now, I'll stick with my car. I like to get in my car and go to work, park in front of work, do what I got to do, cover whatever story. I park near there. I like driving my car, and I pay the price for that. Gasoline's expensive, tolls are expensive, the insurance is expensive, maintenance and repair on the cars are expensive. I do as much as I personally can, but I've never been a bus person. But there are bus people out there. A&C Bus has announced they're going to terminate their bus lines. They run 4 of them in Jersey City. The 440 Shopper is. I was surprised the 440 Shopper is still in business because how much shopping is going on 440 these days with the advent of Amazon. Bergen Avenue. They got 4 lines, and why are they terminating them? It's very simple. They're losing money. And why are they losing money? Well, that would be New Jersey Transit. See, A&C bus lines isn't subsidized 74% like New Jersey Transit is. And that 74% is subsidized by you. It's almost like a school tax. Your tax dollars, 74% of their budget is paid for with your tax dollars. Whether you use the service or not, you're paying. Whether you ride a train, ride a bus, ride a light rail, go to the bus terminals, whatever the case is, you're paying for it whether you use it or not. Whether you're in Jersey City, you're in Newark, you're in Aberdeen, you're in Camden, whatever the case is, Florence, New Jersey, you're paying for New Jersey Transit. As I said many a times on the city shows, New Jersey Transit has zero respect for money. There's a reason why in Jersey City, the A&C Bus is the last of the private bus operators. And the reason being is New Jersey Transit, because they have absolutely no respect for money. They don't care. If they need more money, they'll just take it from you. Where unlike A&C Bus has to earn it with fares. But they can't raise their fares because their competition is New Jersey Transit that has zero respect for money because they can just get all the money they need from you. Now, A&C Bus can literally be saved tomorrow. And they will continue to run. And listen, I didn't hear anything bad about A&C buses like I do with New Jersey Transit. They take care of them. I was at the bus terminal. I met with the owners. Bill O'Day and I were there to meet with the owners on how we could possibly save A&C Bus. The buses are well maintained. My other life, I ran shops, maintenance and repair. I went in their shop, very clean, very organized, so I know they run a good operation. And again, there was no major complaints on them. The simplest way to save A&C Bus is classify them not as a private operator, but make them a contracted operator to New Jersey Transit. So New Jersey Transit would take some of that 74% of the subsidies they get from you and give, say, 30% to A&C Bus. So they remain profitable, or at least breaking even, which is something New Jersey Transit has no concept of breaking even, because they don't care. But A&C Bus, they got to pay the rent, they got to pay their insurances, they got to pay their payroll, they got to pay payroll taxes, the heat, light, and power. All those expenses they have to pay, and that comes through the fares. Unlike New Jersey Transit, that we don't care. We'll just get the money from you. We don't care. We're going to make heat, light, and power. Who gives a damn? Diesel fuel for the buses? Who cares? We're just going to get the money from you. But that doesn't happen with A&C Bus. They have to pay that out of those fares. So the easiest thing in the world to do is just make them a contracted bus operator and give them some subsidy. Maybe take a little bit of that 74% subsidized and send it to A&B Bus. Now, the thing is, there's such a call, and I know there's people who have petitioned 33,000 signatures to have New Jersey Transit take over the A&C Bus line. Are you effing kidding me? What the F does NJ Transit run well? It's not trains, it's not buses, it's not the light rail, it's not the terminals, because you hear it and see it all the time. If you read the comments, if you listen to the news, if you listen to your traffic reports, New Jersey Transit, there's a guy who's constantly posting on Twitter. Message boards that don't work, signage that's 5 or 6 years old, ripped seats, cracked windows that don't. This is New Jersey Transit. They're late, the buses don't run, the trains don't run, they're not maintained, the seats are ripped, the windows don't work. Why the hell would anybody think the solution to the A&C Bus problem is the problem? No, the solution is keep A&C running. Privately owned, there's nothing government runs better than private industry. Keep private industry, because again, even if New Jersey Transit took over the routes, they're not taking them over the same way. They'll move some up. They'll say, well, West Side Avenue is only a block away from, the boulevard or what. They'll come up some reason why. Or Bergen Avenue is only a block away from the boulevard, so let the people walk up to the boulevard. Let A&C continue on, give them some subsidies, and forget about NJ Transit taking it over, because that is ludicrous to me to think they could properly run a bus line. They can't properly run anything. And one other thing before I sign off. There's always a call, we need a constant source of revenue for New Jersey Transit. Isn't that the fares? Shouldn't the fares be the constant source of revenue? But I guess not. All right, we're out of show. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you next week. It's good to be back. Good night.